I am not an enemy of Islam. I wish to make that clear from the outset. I have no religious affiliation whatsoever. What I do possess is a deep belief in free speech. I'm not referring to the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. The notion that free speech or any other basic human right can only be granted through the action of a legislative body is both ridiculous and offensive. If these truths, as Thomas Jefferson so famously quipped, are indeed self-evident, then we must acknowledge that no one individual or group may lay claim to a greater grasp of morality or the distinction between right and wrong than any other. Animals, so far as we know, have no concept of good and evil. Their actions are guided only by instinct, which coerces them to strive for survival. Humanity has been given a gift which has allowed us to separate ourselves from the natural world. This is the gift of reason. Whether it was granted by divine forces, genetic manipulation by extraterrestrials, or merely some quirk of evolution, is anyone's guess. The end result is that we as a species have the unique opportunity to learn from one another and to attempt to influence each other to abide by a standard of conduct that is imprinted on the very fabric of our consciousness. Let me return to current events. Islamic extremists are animals. Religion is the most effective tool ever conceived to remove reason from the human mind and return it to an animalistic state. Extreme Islamic leaders are as effective at this as Christian leaders were during the height of the Crusades and the Inquisition. The definition of an evil man is one who is willing to use his reason and intellect in service of his own ego and greed, regardless of the consequence to others. Almost all religious leaders fall into this category. Spirituality is a journey that should be undertaken by fully formed beings and not force-fed to children through ethnicity, culture, or family. Our humanity is intrinsically tied to our ability to reason. Organized religion stands in the way of our humanity and reduces us to animals. I encourage all free-thinking people to consider what I have said and to send a message to those organizations by burning all religious materials equally. Get a Quran, a Bible, a Torah, a Bhagavad Gita, the Talmud, whatever, and incinerate it while recording and uploading it for all to see. Draw pictures of Muhammad and Jesus in compromising positions. Remember that art, whether it vilifies, satirizes, or reveres, is first and foremost an agent of thought and change. Quran burning can be art. Flag burning can be art. The desecration of religious icons can be art. The physical depiction of Muhammad, whether it be reverent or derisive, can be art. Do not be ensorcelled by the promises and pageantry of nationalism, patriotism, or organized religion of any kind. Let us break the spell of these charlatans by showing them that these symbols of power can be cast aside and reduced to dust, or transformed into symbols of liberation by reassigning and reinterpreting their meaning.